Hi everybody, welcome to the UEA's Nursing Podcast. My name's Joe Ellis-Gage and today I'm joined by Ashleigh. Hi Ashleigh.
Hello.
And Ashleigh's come in to speak about what to expect in your first year on the nursing course.
Yep.
So before we start doing that, just tell us who you are.
Yeah, I'm Ashleigh. I'm a second year student for the Child and Young People's Nursing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you've finished first year, survived,
Yes.
and therefore you're in a position to tell us about it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So the reason we did sort of went on this topic and you suggested you'd be good to tell us about it is it's quite a big thing coming on this programme.
Absolutely.
The first year is an experience,
Yes.
positive but challenging, and we thought, let's tell people what it's like.
Yep.
And that way, if they're on the course already and they've got any concerns, apprehension, anything like that, they might be reassured by what they hear. Mm-hmm. If they're thinking about whether they want to apply or not, this might help.
Yes.
Okay. So let's start at the beginning. You started just over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
When you started, what sort of experience did you have? Did you have experience of higher education or working in healthcare or anything before you came on the programme?
Yeah, so the only experience I had working in healthcare was in care homes, working out in the community, and that was all adult-based care. I was senior carer, I was deputy manager of a care company and everything like that. I kind of went away from the healthcare kind of setting, and that was due to like circumstances. And I actually went in to bathroom design. And I was actually a showroom manager for 6 years. Then COVID hit, I had my daughter, I found myself out of the job. And once I'd had my daughter, I kind of like felt, no, I really do want to go back into like healthcare and everything. So I looked into everything. And I looked back into it and I didn't have any A-levels at all.
Okay.
I'd literally gone straight from school. I tried college a couple of times, but I was very young. I was very...
Just weren't ready for it?
Yeah, I wasn't ready for it. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But obviously, life experience, as I got older, I looked at my daughter and I was like, no, I want to do something for us, like build a better future for us. And then I thought, right, I'm going to go to university. I'm going to get myself a degree. It was actually a choice between midwifery and children's nursing.
Yeah.
I went through the local council, the adult learning, and I was able to do a level 3 diploma in that. It's basically equivalent to 3 A-levels. So it would then give you access to higher education. And there was one... we did like one assignment for that course, and it was basically picking 2 things that you could study at university.
Okay.
And you had to compare them and stuff like that and really research into them. So it was just basically building those skills. And I was just like, no, children's nursing, that's exactly what I want to do. So I looked further into it, and I applied for the UEA to do the children's nursing course, and then there I was
Here
at the
you
first
are.
year.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
So it's very long-winded.
It's a long way. No.
Yeah.
It's the classic. Worked in care.
Yeah.
Thought you wanted to go in to do something in healthcare.
Yeah.
Decided to do some bathroom showroom work first.
Yeah, exactly.
And then come in the usual route into nursing.
Yeah.
So, but you didn't have lots of experience of higher education or anything like that. It wasn't like you'd come in with a previous degree or even started a previous degree. So that was all fairly new.
Mm-hmm.
In that, once you got accepted, and maybe in those weeks leading up to starting, did you feel prepared?
No,
Okay.
not at all. I was very nervous. I am a single parent, so I also had at the back of my mind, how am I going to juggle this with relating to childcare as well, just time management, distance as well, because I live about an hour away from the university. So there was a lot of things to consider. So I wouldn't say that I was fully prepared, but I knew it's something that I just had to jump in and get started with.
Just get going with.
Exactly.
But you're excited to start.
Yes, absolutely. I was very excited, very excited. It was a mixture of emotions. As with anything new, you get really nervous and stuff like that. But yeah, very excited. And yeah.
And what were your first couple of weeks like? So you came to the welcome week.
Yes.
And then you had your first couple of weeks of uni, which can be a bit overwhelming, but might also be quite exciting, like I've done the right thing. How did you find those?
Well, I took part in the welcome week, which I would recommend for any new students to get involved in. It was just getting your foot onto the campus, seeing what the campus has to offer, because as well as the actual course that you're doing, there is so much more going on in the university to get involved in. Build your confidence as well. There's extracurricular activities that you can do, clubs, societies that you can join. I mean, admittedly, I didn't join any of them, but
you could.
You can do. And I think if students go to that welcome week, then they will be more prepared and everything like that. They can build their confidence. But yeah, the first few weeks, it was very exciting. You're meeting it can be overwhelming as well. It's just meeting new people, trying to remember names. I'm terrible with names. But yeah, that's when you meet all of the academics, you meet all of your new friends and everything like that. And the thing that you have to remember as well is all of the students are in the same boat. So you're not the only one that's going to be feeling that way.
Yes, if you're feeling nervous or that you don't know anybody or you're not sure what to do, you're surrounded by about 200 people who feel the same.
Exactly. Exactly. It is overwhelming.
And what were you most looking forward to? So you had those first couple of weeks, you sort of found your feet a little bit.
Yeah.
And you had the first year ahead of you.
Yeah.
What was exciting for you? What were you looking forward to doing?
Practical work.
Yeah.
Yes. I like the hands-on learning. I'm not one for theory. Of course I do it. It's part of the degree and everything like that, and it is a very important part of your degree. However, I do like the experience hands-on, mainly placement, but the skills sessions, they're really valuable as well. And you get to work with your team as well. So you get to make those friendships as well. And yeah, I just find the practical side of things more fun out of all of it.
So that's what you're looking forward to. And
yes.
You're probably not uncommon in that. Most people, I think, love the practical bits. And when you sign up to do nursing, that's what you think in your head. You're thinking this is like the physical side of nursing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the being in lectures side of nursing.
Yeah.
But you need it all. And as you say,
absolutely.
And the practical stuff, if you don't have the theory,
yes,
you wouldn't enjoy the practical because you wouldn't know what you were doing and lots of stuff wouldn't make sense. And it all kind of comes together in those practical sessions and on placement.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what were you most apprehensive of?
Oh, assignments, probably. Just for the time management.
Yeah.
So obviously my life outside of university, as well as all of like the seminars and lectures that you have to attend, it's thinking in the back of your head, I've got this assignment that needs to be in. How am I going to manage my time to get that done, to get that in by the deadline?
Yeah, and you haven't got the luxury in a way of us saying all the time that you haven't got lectures is independent study time. You can go away and study because you've got a child and a house to run and all of the other commitments. So you've got to squeeze it all in.
Yes.
And we've got another interview with two other students who'd come and talk about studying nursing as mature students with children.
Yes.
So there's another episode that people can watch that'll have loads of information about how they coped, and they've both finished. So that's reassuring.
Wow. Okay.
So they've done
make it.
You can get through. So most excited by practical stuff and placements, most apprehensive by the actual assignment side of things.
Yeah.
So how did you cope in that first semester? Because on your first semester, it's all the way up until sort of January before you go out on placement.
Yes.
How did you find it?
I felt that it was very high speed.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot to take in. It was quite overwhelming, but at the same time, it was really fun. And I did find that in that first semester, I did learn some really valuable things, especially with the theory as well as the skills that we learn. It enabled us to have that confidence and competence for our first placement.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like you said earlier, it's important to have that theory as well as the skills, because nursing isn't just about the skills that you have. Like everything that we learn during a theory about the NMC code, professionalism and everything like that. That was the main focus of the first semester.
Yeah.
And anything that you do, even outside of the university, you've got that at the back of your mind. So that theory is so important.
Yeah, and you can see the logic of why we have that long period of theory before placement, because it needs to prepare you.
It helps. Yeah. And it does. It helps you, like, when you're at placement, you're speaking to a family, you're speaking with a child, you're speaking with your colleagues that you'll be working alongside, and you do have that at the back of your mind. It does make you very mindful.
Yeah, good. And one of the things we often get told by students early on, and we struggle to sometimes balance it, is that they're overwhelmed by information. So we kind of say from the first couple of weeks, you need to give people enough information that they are fully prepared and they know what's coming. But if you give them too much, they get a bit overwhelmed. But then you've got other students who say, I want to know more. Yeah. Does the overwhelm get better?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's really overwhelming. It's a big thing starting a degree at university. Your first semester, it is going to be overwhelming because it's nothing you've ever experienced before, but it is all really important information that you need to know. And honestly, once you get out on that first placement, that feeling of being overwhelmed, you'll think that was worth it because this has really helped me to do my best at my first placement.
Yeah, okay, that's good. I often say this to students that you will come back different after your first ever placement. Yeah. So after that, you've settled in and placement 2 and 3 and all that. But the first one, you walk back in like nurses. Like you come back in and you've got experience, and you're telling your friend about something you've experienced that they've not seen before, and vice versa. And things you did but went really well, and sometimes things that didn't go so well but you've learned from. And there's a massive sort of step up after that first ever placement makes a big difference. Yeah. Okay. So we know that you were half excited, half sort of apprehensive and a bit anxious about certain things. Yeah. The theory side wasn't your area of sort of you were looking forward to the most. Nope. But it was necessary. Yes. And you said it really helped, and you led towards going on that first placement. Yeah. So did that first semester go completely swimmingly and all good, or did you have wobbles in that time once you'd kind of got going with it?
Absolute wobbles.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. And I think every student does. I mean, you think, you look at other students and you think, oh, they're doing really well, but I guarantee they've probably had a wobble by themselves. Like it's understandable, it's expected, and it's okay.
What were your wobbles about?
It was time management. It was juggling all of the work as well as my outside life with my daughter as well. I was like thinking, I haven't got time to do this. I need to do this. I want to spend time with her. And then the worry of childcare, everything like that. There's so much wobbles that you can have, but it's really important to reach out to people. Okay. Like your friends at university, just speak to them about it, because I guarantee they're feeling the same. Even reach out to the academics as well. Like the amount of times, like I used to reach out as well and be like, oh my goodness, I'm absolutely crumbling. What do I do? And you get that reassurance and you think, you know what, it's not actually that bad. I can get through this and I can do that. And there is so much support out there. You've got like the services like the Learning Enhancement Team, your advisor, and I believe this year there's a peer mentor scheme going on as well, which I am taking part in.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. So, there's plenty of support out there, and you just have to use it, and I guarantee that will make your time a lot easier.
Okay, yeah, because it's so easy to sit there thinking you're the only person that's struggling. Yes. Because people don't walk around with a sign saying exactly. I'm struggling at uni.
Yeah, and even the more confident students, you think, oh, they're so confident, they're doing so well, and it's just they're probably feeling exactly the same. People just portray things in different ways, and they cope with things in different ways.
Yeah, and people struggle at different points as well.
Exactly, so
there'll be some students who find the first block of theory fairly straightforward and struggle on placement. Yeah. And there are other students who it's the other way around, and there's others that get to year 2 and then go, oh no, now I'm struggling.
Yes.
Like, year one was all right. I kind of coasted through year one, and now year two's hard.
Yeah.
So people wobble at different points.
Exactly.
And it's pretty normal.
Yes.
So how did you go after that first placement you enjoyed?
Yes. Loved it.
And it kind of was at the moment you went, all right, I've made the right decision.
Absolutely. Yeah. At first, probably my first week in placement, I did feel like I'm out of my depth here. Is this really what I should be doing? Am I good enough for this? But then I just picked myself up and I said, no, this is what I wanted to do. This is what I'm going to do. And I am going to get qualified. And I just literally be curious, ask all the questions. Your placement is your opportunity to learn and you need to use it rightly so.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you don't, you kind of, if you sit quietly and you don't ask questions.
You'll have a poor experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get out of it what you put into it, don't you?
Exactly. And
you said the assignments were the things that you were worried about.
Yes.
How did you cope with those? How did they go?
I probably went at them with the wrong attitude. I kind of had the attitude of I'll do my best, but as long as I get above the pass mark, then that's good enough for me. Whereas I should have taken it, I'm going to try my best and I'm going to get the highest mark possible and I'm going to use all of the resources to me. So it wasn't actually until I had a meet the marker that I did get a higher grade. Okay. And I kind of wished, because that was towards the end of my first year, I wish I would have used it earlier on.
So do you think it was a lack of confidence that you set yourself a low bar and that way it was easier to achieve it?
I think so. And I think it was just like I didn't really believe in my theory skills, my assignment skills or anything like that, because it isn't my strongest point. As I say, like practical is my favourite point of the degree. So yeah.
Good. But you realise that that's the wrong approach and actually set your sights on achieving as high as you can. Yes, and it doesn't matter if your highest is not as high as someone else's, but you're going to do the highest academic bit that you can do.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have a separate talk to you about what that meet the marker process kind of went like. And people who are interested in that can kind of watch that separately. So we'll just have a short one that we can discuss separately about that, which would be really useful. So you obviously finished the year.
Yes.
You've got to now, which is year two.
Yeah.
What's your overall reflection on how year one went? If you were to sort of give a summary of your year to someone who's at the start of it and thinking, man, this is unachievable. I don't know where to go next.
You will get there. You've got to make the most of this year. It is one of the most important years because theory-wise, you get the basics that underpin the whole of your degree. It's just you need to use the support that's given to you as well. Yeah. Because I don't feel like I accessed it enough. I did a lot of the workshops, which I found really useful, but perhaps I could have gone to the learning enhancement team. You just use everything that is given to you, and it's handed out to you on a plate. Yeah, and
you just got to take it.
Exactly, and just put in your best effort, and honestly, you will reap the rewards of it.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. I think that's given us like a little summary of year one.
Yes.
That people can have a look at, have a watch through, and realise it's going to be exciting.
Yep.
But it's hard. It's achievable.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do this.
Excellent. It's reassuring. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming in to chat to me about it. Hopefully you've watched this and found it interesting and useful. Please hit like, add any comments or questions underneath if you've got any for us. And if you subscribe to the channel, then you'll get more alerts when there are new videos. And please share this with anyone else that you think might find it useful. Thanks very much. And thank you, Ashleigh.
Thank you. Thank you.